In other global news, apologetic, tense, yet defiant. UK Prime Minister Liz Truss took responsibility and apologised for the mistakes made in the last 1 month. That is after she took over as the Prime Minister of the country. The mistakes here refer to the controversial tax cut mini-budget that caused chaos in the British markets, and it led to the fall of the sterling. Listen in.
What I'm focused on is delivering for the British public. Now, I recognise we have made mistakes. I'm sorry for those mistakes, but I've fixed the mistakes. I've appointed a new Chancellor. We have restored economic stability and fiscal discipline. And what I now want to do is go on and deliver for the public. We were elected on the 2019 manifesto. I'm determined to deliver on that. Levelling up, securing investment into all parts of our country, getting roads built, getting opportunities right across the nation. And that's what I'm thinking about, and that's what I'm focused on.
The British Prime Minister made the comments while speaking to the BBC following a dramatic day at Westminster. On Monday, the Chancellor of the Exchequer, Jeremy Hunt, scrapped nearly all tax cuts announced by Truss and the former Chancellor, Kwasi Kwarteng. He even warned that more difficult decisions will have to be taken in the time to come. Listen in.
We are a country that funds our promises and pays our debts. And when that is questioned, as it has been, this government will take the difficult decisions necessary to ensure there is trust and confidence in our national finances. We are going to have very difficult decisions both on tax and spending in the next couple of weeks.
The Chancellor's fiscal announcement has been welcomed by the investors, but it left Truss's credibility in question. The tax cuts were a huge part of her campaign for Tory leadership, and in the last few weeks, she has been defensive of her policy until the reported pressure from the Tory MPs forced her to make the policy U-turns.
But, Mr. Speaker, what is she left with? No authority. No credibility, no plan for growth, and it is clear to see the people who caused the chaos cannot be the people to fix the chaos. They are out of ideas, out of touch and out of time.
Now, at the House of Commons, Truss refused a Labour request to explain the U-turns to MPs herself before the Chancellor had made his statement. But Commons leader Penny Mordaunt said that the Prime Minister had been detained on urgent business.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. To ask the Prime Minister to make a statement on the replacement of the Chancellor of the Exchequer during the current economic situation.
Mr. Speaker, with apologies to the Leader of the Opposition and the House, the PM is detained on urgent business.
I must hear the answer of why the Prime Minister is not here. Leader of the House.
I'm afraid you will have to make do with me, Mr. Speaker.
The Labour leader, Keir Starmer, accused Truss of leaving an utter vacuum in the government and clinging to power, while one of his MPs jibed that she had been cowering under a desk.
Right, so get out of your way.
And all we know right now is, unless she tells us otherwise, that the Prime Minister is cowering under her desk and asking for it all to go away.
Well, the Prime Minister is not under a desk.
And now for more on this, we are being joined by our correspondent Alex Isaac from London. Hi Alex, welcome to the broadcast. My first question to you is that the new Chancellor, Jeremy Hunt, has scrapped nearly all tax cuts announced by Truss. And like we know that the market dynamics actually controls the politics in the United Kingdom. So who exactly is in charge of the country now? The new Chancellor of the Exchequer, Jeremy Hunt, or the UK Prime Minister, Liz Truss?
That's a very good question, and one that everyone seems to be asking. The UK newspapers today, every single one, their headlines are suggesting that the PM is a ghost Prime Minister, that she's not actually in charge at all. All of her policies that she put into place originally, that she was pushing for, that she was determined to see through, they've all been broken and destroyed by Jeremy Hunt, who obviously she has put in charge after she got rid of the former Chancellor Kwasi Kwarteng. So exactly who's in charge? It looks like it potentially may be Jeremy Hunt. He did come into the Commons yesterday and he said that he and both him and Liz Truss had spoken together and were on the same page about going forward. She didn't speak at all. In fact, she didn't turn up for quite a while, and then she only sat in for 30 minutes. And when Penny Mordaunt took her place, a whole of the social media basically was just suggesting that maybe Penny should just take charge as well. It seems that all of her MPs are stronger and a bit more forthcoming than she seems to be at this moment. What will be interesting for everybody looking to tomorrow with the Prime Minister questions, because that's when we may see the volatility back in the market. Right now, it looks okay. The pound is all right. The gilts are going okay, and stocks and shares are on the rise. But tomorrow, we may see another dramatic fall.
Right, Alex. Also, can the market offer any kind of reprieve to Truss and steady a position, as there are reports that she recently met the 1922 committee chairman?
The reports have been abound that she has already met with Graham Brady once, from the head of the 1922 committee, and then she is likely to meet him again. Now, if he decides that those 100 MPs, backbenchers who supposedly have written this letter calling for her resignation, if he agrees, then it is up to him to oust her, because at the moment there isn't actually any procedure put in place for her to just leave unless she resigns. So it's all on his shoulders to decide whether she goes or not. So we will be keeping an ear out to see whether Graham Brady has anything to say. He's back from holiday now, and it looks like they will be in a few meetings going ahead.
Right, Alex. My last question to you is that we know that it has been a tough start for the newly elected British Prime Minister Liz Truss. She has recently apologised over the controversial tax cut mini budget. While the measures have been rolled back, a number of Tory MPs are looking to end her term as the Prime Minister. Do you think that Liz Truss could become Britain's shortest serving Prime Minister?
It's looking that way. There is a lot of talk within Whitehall's walls that she is on her way out. A lot of people are suggesting that maybe she should resign before she is ousted by Graham Brady and the 1922 committee. There are a lot of people that have come forward. 5 MPs now have said that they want her to resign. But there are other Tory members that are suggesting that maybe let's just keep this going. We don't know what she's going to say tomorrow. We don't know how the market's going to react on October 31st when the OBR forecast comes out. And if she is ousted, then who's going to take charge? Because this at the moment is looking like a huge civil war within the Conservative membership, and it's showing within the polls. She's down 70% now in the polls against Keir Starmer and the Labour Party. If a general election is called, then the whole Conservative Party looks like it may fall below the wayside, and that's not what they want. So this infighting does need to stop at some point.
Thanks, Alex, for getting us up to speed on that. We will, of course, be tracking this throughout the day. Thanks very much.